Now that you have successfully created some storage archives, it is time that we add some cameras to the storage archives so that the recordings can start properly. To do this, we need to first select a storage archive, and then select the camera which you want to record to this storage archive. There are some parameters here. Let me introduce. Constant recording. Please select a recording mode or a time schedule from the drop-down menu. By default, Lumicenter has 4 modes. No, it means the video stream will be recorded to a storage archive only when the Lumicenter user manually initiates an alarm or a macro rule is triggered. Always, the video will be recorded 24/7 to this archive. Monday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday are 2 time schedules integrated in Lumicenter. By default, you can set other time schedules later. But anyway, for example, you choose Monday to Friday, then the videos will only be recorded to the archive from Monday to Friday. Please note that the video will still be recorded when a user manually initiates an alarm or a macro is triggered, regardless of the selected time schedule. This means that if I select Monday to Friday, then if the Lumicenter user initiates an alarm on Saturday, the recording will still be stored in this archive. The next option is days. Here, you will have to specify the total duration of the recordings of the selected camera that will be available for viewing. For example, if I specify 7, then the storage archive will only contain the recordings within the past 7 days. If I specify 0, Lumicenter will record the camera until the storage archive is full. The next step is pre-record. Pre-record is a period of recordings that will be added to the beginning of an alarm recording. This should range from 0 to 30 seconds. Please note that if pre-record is specified, Lumicenter will keep acquiring the stream from the camera in its RAM, which may result in massive bandwidth use. The next step is for you to select a recording frame rate. If you want to reduce the size of recordings, you can specify from the drop-down list the frame rate in which the camera is recorded to the storage archive. The footage may be less smooth because of this. But what I really recommend is select a different video stream in the next step, camera stream. You can specify the stream in which the camera is recorded to the storage archive from the drop-down list. The setting is only an option for cameras that support multi-streaming. In the end, click Apply for the configuration to be in effect. Now, this is how you add one single camera to a storage archive. If you want several cameras to have the same configuration, you can just select a few of them, or even select them all, and then configure those cameras from the menu on top. The same settings will be used on these cameras. Now, let's take a look at those things that are very important once again. First, one camera can be recorded to multiple storage archives at the same time, no problem. However, one camera only has one single unique default storage archive. If the storage archive is full, the oldest recordings in the archive will start to be replaced by the new ones. Therefore, if you want to specify the total duration of cameras in storage archive, it is highly recommended to do it to all those cameras in the archive and precisely calculate how much space this will require prior to creating the storage archive. If there is even one single camera in the archive whose days is set as 0, which means unlimited, then there is a risk that newer recordings will overwrite the oldest ones within the specified duration, and thus the recordings of the other cameras will be stored for fewer days than expected. this is very easy to understand. If you have one camera which is set as 0 and limited storage space, then the old recordings of this camera will overwrite the recordings of other cameras whose dates are specified, which renders the entire configuration useless. So make sure that you do some very careful calculation before creating the storage archive. And now, this is how you add cameras to a storage archive for recording purposes.